and thanks for stopping by. Today we'll be discussing how to get the microphone and volume widget working in AwesomeWM. Now I've done a video on the volume widget before, but this is a more up-to-date video, but it's also more minimal. Also, it's a lot faster. So to start with, what you're going to want to do is go to where it says WeBar. And for context, you'll see something like menu bar configuration, keyboard map indicator and switcher, and then WeBar. And what you're going to want to do is start a volume widget. So we set up a variable called myVolume, and we set it equal to webox.widget. And in curly brackets, we set the text equal to the volume icon. And we set widget equal to webox.widget.textbox. Next, we set up a local variable called myVolume_tooltip. And this variable equals awful.tooltip. And in curly brackets, objects equals myVolume in curly brackets because we want it attached to this variable. Then we set a timer_function equal to function with parentheses, open and close. And then we set a return. This is io.popen. And I forgot to mention, but we are using Pipewire for this tutorial. So in parentheses and double quotes, we put in wp-ctl get-volume at, and in capital letters, default_audio_sync. And then we pipe that into awk, where in single quotes and curly brackets, we put in a printf, and we put in double quotes, %d%. And then we comma, $2 times 100. And we did times 100 because by default, it turns it into a decimal. But we don't want it into a decimal. We want it to be an integer. So we times it by 100 so that we can move that decimal place over 2 times. And that $2 is what this %d is. And so all that we're doing is just getting the volume for the audio sync, which the sync is your volume for like your speakers or your headphones. And outside of that, we're going to put :read and in parentheses and double quotes *a. And then we're going to end this function, comma, and end the curly brackets. Now again, this is for the tooltip. So whenever you hover over it, it tells you what percentage your volume is at. Now one thing I will tell you about io.popen is that sometimes it likes to temporarily stop everything in your WeBar. But like I said, this is temporary as it's just trying to get updated information. And so it doesn't take that long. But if you notice some parts that are freezing, don't worry about it. Give it a couple of seconds and it should be fine. And the reason we're using io.popen in the tooltip is because using awful.spawn doesn't seem to work in a tooltip. I don't know why, but I would personally prefer using awful.spawn instead of io.popen. The next thing we're going to want to do is connect a signal on myVolume. We're going to set the button to release. We're going to set our function to c, _, button. And we're going to say if button equals 1, which is our left clicker, and c.text equals this volume icon, then we're going to awful.spawn.easy_async_with_shell, and in parentheses and double quotes, wp-ctl set mute at, and in capital letters, default_audio_sync, and then toggle. So what we want it to do is on left click. If the volume is on, we want to turn it off. So we want to mute the volume. And we do that by toggling it. We toggle the sync. And then we're going to change the icon to this muted speaker icon. And we do that by specifying in c.text. Now else if the button is a left click and the c.text equals a muted volume icon, then we're going to toggle again. And we're going to set the c.text to a regular volume icon. Else if the button equals 4, which is if you scroll up with the mouse wheel, then you're going to awful.spawn.easy_async_with_shell, and in parentheses and double quotes, wp-ctl set-volume at default_audio_sync in capital letters 10% plus, and you can change that number to whatever you want it to be, but I chose 10. So in other words, whenever you scroll up, your volume goes up. Else if button equals 5, in other words, if you're scrolling down, then you're going to decrease the volume by 10%. Again, you can change that number to whatever you want it to be. And then we're going to end this if statement, and we're going to end the function and close it off with parentheses. And you do the exact same thing, and you take all that code, you copy it, and you paste it on the next line below. Call it microphone widget. In your comments, make the variable mymic. Set your microphone icon instead of the volume icon. Set mymic_tooltip. Set your objects equal to mymic. Set this io.popen to default underscore audio underscore source because your microphone is a source, set my mic connect signal, and set all these to default underscore audio underscore source. But it's pretty much the same text. You're just changing it from my volume to my mic. And if you got lost anywhere in this video, I do have dot files in my GitHub that you're more than welcome to go take a look at. And with that being said, we have come full circle. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next video.